never made it, but I know what it takes. I'm motivated by a mix of emotion. Got my statement, and I'm reading it slow so I can understand it fully. Appreciate my standing, go out of this world and right on time. Oh, never in my life have I seen the sky light up like this. I'm far away from Earth and I wanna know if you exist. Mission control, do you read me? Send me my coordinates lately. Mission control, am I drifting? Tie me to someone who will love me, yeah. Wait, I think I'll last a bit longer, fine.
Welcome everyone. Welcome everyone. Welcome everyone to another Ref Brandon and the Todd family YouTube video. Wherever you are, whatever you may be doing, thank you so much for making Ref Brandon and the Todd family part of your day. We always greatly appreciate it. Well, yesterday here on the channel I talked about the NCAA March Madness bracket and gave you the first four, as they call it, which will have two of those tonight and two more tomorrow night, and also gave you the top four seeds in each region. But today, I want to go ahead and make my final four prediction. I was going to wait until Thursday, and I said, no, I'll go ahead and do it today, because even though in my personal opinion the tournament starts on Thursday, now that we have the first four games, people say the tournament starts today. So I want to go ahead and call my shot before it starts. Out of the East region, my Final Four team is UConn. Now, a lot of people have this as the toughest region. I personally don't think it is, but it doesn't matter if it is or was. I would still pick UConn out of this region. So to me, the East is pretty much going to be chalk, because I'll pick UConn. The South, I ain't really sure. I said yesterday that I don't like this Duke team, and I don't. Kentucky is all offense and no defense, and I just don't think they can score 100 points in every game. So I can't pick them. Wisconsin lost a ton of games in the regular season, which tells me that they're inconsistent. But somebody has to win the region. So I'll go with Marquette, and that's just strictly a guess. In the West, even though I'm not a big fan of this Tar Heel team, I just don't trust anybody else in that region, so give me North Carolina out of the West. The Midwest is just like the South. I ain't sure. This is probably the worst Kansas team that Bill Self has had since he's been their coach. So I give Kansas zero chance. We know that Purdue always does good in the regular season, and then come tournament time, they choke. I believe last year was the year they were the 1 seed and lost to a 16 seed. And I think 2 years ago they were a 2 seed and lost to a 15 seed, but I could have those games backwards. But either way, Purdue always a top 5 team in the regular season and out by the first weekend come tournament time. I believe if they can win their first game, they might go on a run, because I think now it's more mental than anything else. They now know that they're the laughing stock of tournament time because they do so good. in the regular season and then choke come tournament time, that I think now, when they start the tournament, it's in their head right away. Are we going to choke again? Are we going to do this again? So I think if Purdue can win their first game, they might could go on a run, but are they going to? We don't know that. We know that Rick Barnes, every team he's ever coached, he does really good in the tournament. I mean, in the regular season, then come tournament time, he falls apart. And I think last year was the best chance they ever had of going to the Final Four, and they didn't. So Tennessee's out, in my opinion. I'm not a big fan of this Creighton team. I think the reason why a lot of people have them going a long way and being high on Creighton is because we know they have a good coach, and they do. And I think that they're so good now at college basketball, we just kind of give them the benefit of the doubt and say, hey, well, Creighton's good. But I just don't think this Creighton team is as good as past Creighton teams. And this Gonzaga team isn't near as good as past Gonzaga teams. Otherwise, I would pick Gonzaga in this region. And they might win the region. But if Kansas doesn't, Purdue doesn't, Tennessee doesn't, Creighton doesn't, Gonzaga doesn't, somebody has to win the region. So give me Texas. So my Final Four teams are UConn, North Carolina, Marquette, and Texas. And my national champion, I talked about it yesterday, and I said I'd probably pick them. Well, I'm going to. My national champion is the UConn Huskies. They were the number one team for the majority of the regular season. They were the best team in college basketball for the majority of the regular season. And I think UConn wins it all. So give me the UConn Huskies to win March Madness and win another national championship in the world of college basketball. That is my prediction. Any thoughts on it, please feel free to let me know. Let's go ahead and get our dad joke of the day in here. The difference between weather and climate. You can't weather a tree, but you can climb it. And that does it for today's Ref Brandon and the Todd Family YouTube video. Until next time, it's Ref Brandon saying, just like in pro wrestling, life can be over by the count of 3. Tell your friends and family how much you love them. Bye.